Hey there, gang. Hi, how's it going? Happy Halloween. I'm Todd Nauck. Welcome to the Todd Nauck Periscope channel. It's October 31st. I almost said December 31st. I have no concept of time. I really don't. If you watch many of my broadcasts, I never know what day I'm drawing any particular illustration, especially when I sign and put the date on there. Today is October 31st. It's Halloween, and welcome to the Periscope Monster Inc. channel. I guess this might be the last day of Monster Inc., so I hope y'all have had fun checking out all the videos and broadcasts here on the Monster Inc. channel. I say welcome to everyone tuning in. Today I'm going to draw David Pumpkins. David Pumpkins, the brand new SNL Tom Hanks character. Hopefully you got a chance to see him on SNL. If not, you can look him up on YouTube. It's like a 4.5-minute sketch. Really goofy, but really kind of fun. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of people dressing up as David Pumpkins today and tonight for Halloween. So I thought I'd give it a try. So will I be including the B-Boy skeletons? I don't know if I'll have the space or the time, but we'll definitely get David Pumpkins in there. So I'm going to do my best to respond to your comments and questions, as we go here. So feel free to post, and I'll do my best to answer as I can. But a lot of my focus does go into the art. So I will plug into the rig and get cracking. So let's see. There's a question right there about inking. Feel free to repost that question. Hopefully I can catch it in the while I'm drawing there. I can answer your question about inking. So glad everyone tuned in. Thanks so much for being here. Let's plug it to the rig and get cracking. All right, so this will be another post-it note sketch. If you're new to my channel, I do a lot of post-it note sketches. I have a huge album of them on my Art of Todd Nauck Facebook page. There's that inking question again. Do I use brush pens for inking, or do I use liner pens too? Yes, I use both. Mostly the liner pens, but I do use brush pens as well for certain textures and techniques, and I'll probably be doing that here with David Pumpkins today. So let's get the rig all set up there. Get the post-it note right in place. Push in a little closer here. Is that good? Will that work? A little piece of tape so I can stay in camera frame. I want to say thanks so much for everyone tuning in. Thanks for all the support. So we got a 3x4 post-it note. Have I done a sketchbook of all my post-it notes yet? No, I have not. All right, so I've got some Tom Hanks, David Pumpkins reference here. That's why I'm using a green post-it, because we have kind of green lighting in this shot. I want to try to incorporate that some, instead of using what people would assume I'd do an orange post-it note because he has an orange and black suit, but I decided to go with green to capture some of the lighting from the sketch. Oh, let's focus in there. All right, so let's give this a whirl. So got to rough in the basic shape of the head, kind of get that head tilt going, make sure I leave enough room for his hairstyle. So I gotta make sure everything's at the right angle. Eye line, nose line, mouth line. Boo, did you scare me? Yes. Thank you, Bob and Michelle from Apple Valley. Thank you for the Halloween scare. You're my first Halloween scare of the day. What's my favorite horror movie? Wow, let's see. I don't know if I really have a favorite. What? You know what? It'd probably be one of the Riff Tracks movies, like The Last Slumber Party, or Fever Lake, starring Corey Haim and Mario Lopez. Those are probably, I'd say, two of my favorite horror movies, just because of the whole Riff Tracks aspect of it. So will those count? Will those work? Let's see. Let's get the cheeks going here from his crazy smile. Got a lot of breakdown here to try to capture his look here. So has everyone seen the David Pumpkins SNL sketch? Or is this the first time you're seeing him? Or even hearing about him, I should say. What's my favorite costume that I put on? Probably my 10th Doctor Who costume. I really like doing the cosplay. This is your first time of hearing him. Okay. Best SNL sketch has been far too long. People are going to look now. Yes, very funny. So it seems like a mixed bag here. Pretty much half of y'all have heard of David Pumpkins. The other half are learning about him for the first time. It's a very goofy sketch, but really fun. I really enjoyed it. Am I into The Walking Dead? I read the comic. I don't watch the show. But I heard about the episode 2 weeks ago, that they finally caught up with issue 100. And Negan's now on the scene, so that's going to be brutal. It was hilarious. Yeah, Tom Hanks is great. He's one of my favorite SNL hosts. He does a really great job on SNL. I was a little kid when his ABC TV sitcom came on. That's where he first, well, not where he first started, but that was some of his bigger breaks, was when he was on a sitcom called Bosom Buddies that ran for, I think, 2 or 3 seasons. So that was my first exposure to Tom Hanks back in the day, way back in the day. So you gotta get his fingers up in here. He always does his hands and pointing the 2 fingers out. So let's rough those in. Thanks for the kind words, gang. Thank you so much. Knuckles, 2 fingers, just rubbing it in. Your first Tom Hanks movie was Turner and Hooch. Right on. I think my first Tom Hanks movie was Splash. That was the first one I think I remembered seeing. And I watched that a bajillion times. That was a really, really fun movie. In fact, I'd like to see it again now. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Am I dressing up today? I plan to, yes. It's kind of a last-minute costume. I'm thinking of going as Jason Todd, utilizing, taking full advantage of the gray streak in my hair, and being Jason Todd. It's going to be a pretty bargain basement Jason Todd, but should work. I don't know if non-comic book people that I'll encounter will know who I am, but that's all right. Any tips on figure drawing? Life drawing classes are a good help. Life drawing books can be a good help, but for me, it's just constant, continual practice. Studying real life and then drawing and just working through those problem areas. Oops, just lost my reference there. My iPad timed out. Let me fire back up again. Are you going to be Tigger? Right on. Tigger is awesome. Be careful where you bounce. Be mindful of those around you. You don't want to go knocking over, candy dishes or bobbing for apple buckets. Oh, you're going to be Spock? Is Spock where it's at for you? Do you grok Spock? Maybe we'll try to fit some B-boy skeletons back here. You think this is Joker or the Mafia? Maybe that's what inspired David Pumpkins. All right, let's move into some inks here. Starting with my Pigment Micron 08. Yeah, the B-Boy skeletons really help bring the whole David Pumpkins bit home. What is David Pumpkins? David Pumpkins is a Tom Hanks SNL sketch. You can find it on YouTube pretty easy. Just do a search for David Pumpkins SNL, and you should take you right to it. It's about a 4.5 minutes comedy sketch. Don't go expecting too much, but be ready for a goofy, fun little sketch there. It is definitely goofy. But they may have created the next Halloween icon. That's right, David Pumpkins is his own thing. And what are the skeletons? A part of it. That's their actual line. Spoiler alert. Well, I guess it's not really an alert. I've already spoiled it. I want to say thanks for all the hearts and bats, gang. That's really cool. I love seeing those bats. That's really, really fun that with the Halloween hashtag, the bats come out there. So as y'all tap and give hearts, you're also giving out bats as well. And I do plan on taking this one to full color. What is my name? My name is Todd Nauck. How are you doing? Welcome to my broadcast channel. I think we got a lot of first-timers here, so I want to say welcome first-timers. And also, again, to my regular viewers, always glad y'all are here. It's always great to be able to draw with y'all. You thought it was dumb, the sketch was dumb at first, but loved it the more you watched it? Yeah, it's kind of a sketch that has to grow on you. It's kind of one of those things that it's so goofy at first, like the more you watch it, the more the humor starts to kind of come into play. And then there's that twist ending. Let's not spoil the twist, though, for all the noobs that haven't had a chance to go see it yet. But really thought, you know what? I'm gonna give drawing David Pumpkins a try here. David S. Pumpkins. Any questions? Exactly. Any questions? Maybe I should be David Pumpkins for Halloween. I wonder if there's still time to get a pumpkin suit. I've already got the streak in my hair. Yes, y'all agree with that? I should be David Pumpkins? Maybe next year. Heck, I don't have time to find some B-Boy Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man. Skeletons. What am I... I'm thinking of the cosplayer B-Boy Spider-Man. Have y'all seen B-Boy Spider-Man? He's a Southern California cosplayer. I've met him a number of times. Really cool guy. Really excellent cosplayer. So it's funny when I was trying to say B-Boy Skeleton, I said B-Boy Spider-Man. Shout out to B-Boy Spider-Man. Can you and Ebony be my B-boy skeletons? Ken, I'd be honored if y'all are my B-boy skeletons. We'll have to make arrangements for that. And then my wife can be the crazy woman with the straight jacket and chainsaw, who's crazy. Crazy for David Pumpkins. I'm sure she'll appreciate me throwing her under the bus like that. I think I just got the approval there. I heard an okay from the other room. So it looks like we got crazy straitjacket lady. So I hope y'all are having a good Halloween. What are y'all dressing up as Halloween this year? What are your Halloween costumes today? Who's going to be what? We've already established I'm going to be Jason Todd from the Batman comics. A cat? We got a cat. Awesome. Classic. What about my wife? What is she going to be this year? We're still trying to figure that out. We're trying to figure that out still. It's really last minute. Killer Clown, right on. Killer Clown from outer space? Or just a killer clown in general? I prefer the Killer Clowns from outer space. If you haven't seen that movie, you should check it out. It is so 80s cheesy. A vampire? Awesome. My favorite kind of vampire? Chocolate vampire. Count Chocula. Lily Munster? Oh, nice. Going very retro there. The Munsters TV show. A ninja? Ninjas. Ninjas always work. Have you considered a motorcycle riding rock and roll ninja, like from the movie Miami Connection from Riff Tracks? They have a great theme song. Oh, hello from Russia. Always great to have people from Russia coming in, as well as all the other parts of the world. Where's everyone watching from? What am I drawing? I'm drawing David Pumpkins from Saturday Night Live. Tom Hanks' character. Brand new character. Someone's going as a Ninja Turtle. Awesome. Which Ninja Turtle? Sweden, California, South Africa, Dubai. A lot of people from Dubai. India. Great to meet you people from India. In case you hadn't heard, I'm coming to Bangalore next month for the Bangalore Comic Con. So if you're in the area, do come by. It'd be great to meet y'all in person. I'm making my first appearance at an Indian Comic Con in November 12th and 13th. New Jersey, Sweden. A lot of people from Sweden. Manitoba. How's it going? Saudi Arabia, Texas. Hey, glad to hear it. Glad to see people from my home state. Mexico City. Delhi, a lot of all around the world. So glad to have all of you here joining me here for my Halloween illustration of Saturday Night Live's David Pumpkins. As I mentioned throughout the broadcast here, if you're not familiar with David Pumpkins, look him up on YouTube. Look him up on YouTube and check out, do a search for David Pumpkins, SNL, Tom Hanks. Should be pretty easy to find. We were over at a friend's house last night watching the Dallas Cowboy game. After it was over, we watched some SNL clips and I had to introduce them to David Pumpkins. All right, he's got such a weird hairstyle here. This is going to take a little bit to figure out. He's got a very unique hairstyle here. Kind of permed on top, straight on the sides. And then a bit of a, kind of a little bit of a light orange streak here on the side. Now let's see, I'm going to need my Oh man, I keep forgetting to cap that. Let's see. Use my brush pen. We'll try the Pentel Pocket brush pen here to get the curls going. Appreciate y'all all hanging out with me while I draw. Hope y'all are having fun. So with the brush pen, I can kind of let the tip of the brush kind of dance across the page. And depending on how much pressure I give, I can get thick and thin lines. So I want to create this curly texture by kind of zigzagging back and forth across the page to get a real permy sort of effect here. For David Pumpkins. Any questions? That's the David Pumpkins line. That's his first line. I'm David Pumpkins. Any questions? And then it just continues from there. Yes, you have a lot of questions. Uh-oh. Save those for David Pumpkins. I'm kidding. Feel free to post your questions. I'll do my best to answer while I draw. I know, who was he? Is he like on a local commercial? David Pumpkins is his own thing. How many languages do I know? Unfortunately, I only know one, but I am studying Spanish through the Duolingo app. I took French in high school, but unfortunately, I don't remember much of it, so I have to relearn my French. I'm out of practice with my Spanish because I've been so busy. I haven't been able to do my Duolingo lessons. So gotta keep on top of my Duolingo lessons. You don't like it? You don't like Duolingo, or you don't like David Pumpkins? How do you not like David Pumpkins? He's got B-Boy skeletons. Am I brushing up for the next La Mole Comic Con? Actually, yes, I am. We've been there twice. Love coming out to La Mole, and I figured I got to learn more Spanish so I can say more than mucho gusto and muchas gracias. It is a cool app. Duolingo is a cool app. I agree. Start to work in some of the B-Boy Spider-Man here. Again, I did it, boy. You become friends with a cosplayer named B-Boy Spider-Man, and then that's when he has now branded himself very well with the term B-Boy. B-Boy skeletons. B-Boy skeletons. If you do look up B-Boy Spider-Man and you like his cosplay, tell him Todd Nauck sent you. Yo quiero Taco Bell? I'm more of a Del Taco guy myself. Here in Southern California. Back in Texas, Taco Bueno was one of my faves. That's his ear. This is a B-Boy skeleton, not B-Boy Spider-Man. As I've been wanting to say throughout this broadcast. See, get that fluffy hair going in here. Oh, you're coming to Bangalore. All right, it'll be great to meet you. Bangalore Comic Con, November 12th and 13th. Very excited to make my first appearance in India. All right, let's see. I still have to finish David Pumpkin's eyes here. One of the wrinkles on his brow. Who is it? This is David Pumpkins. Saturday Night Live, Tom Hanks character, David Pumpkins. Any questions? That's his line. His catchphrase. All right, let's see. Get his pupils locked in there. I still have to draw the pumpkins on his suit. Yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of David Pumpkins out there on Halloween tonight. Maybe not a lot, not like as many like Deadpools or Harley Quinns you might see at a comic book convention. But don't be surprised if you see a guy dressed as in a black and orange pumpkin suit and holding his fingers out like this, you'll know you have experienced a David Pumpkins Halloween costume. So when your other friends are like, who's that guy supposed to be? You'll be able to say, that's David Pumpkins. Any questions? I'm sorry. Any questions? I really got to stop doing that. I really apologize, gang. I really, really am regretting how many times I'm saying any questions. Really should let David Pumpkins say that. Where am I from? I am from Texas. I'm a native Texan, currently living in Southern California. Any questions? I said I wouldn't say that. At least I didn't do the voice. Have I ever been to Ukraine or Russia? I have been to Ukraine and Russia back in the mid-90s. Went to Ukraine for a week, then took the train up to Moscow, and then from there took a train to St. Petersburg. Lovely, lovely cities. I was in Kyiv, Ukraine, and then Moscow and St. Petersburg. Thanks for the kind words, gangs, and thanks for all the hearts and bats. Again, I really do appreciate all the support. Y'all are all very awesome, so thank you so much. Hope you're all having a good Halloween. Now, how many people are going out for Halloween, and how many people are staying in to hand out candy to trick-or-treaters? Gotta get the other B-boy skeleton in here. He always has two B-boy skeletons. What's SNL? SNL is a comedy show here in the U.S. called Saturday Night Live. But we say SNL for short. But it's called Saturday Night Live, and they do sketch comedy. It's been running since the 1970s. West Hollywood Street Party. Oh my gosh, we always see that on the news here in Southern California. Staying in and watching Halloween reruns. Awesome. My favorite Halloween reruns are the Office episodes or the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Those are really, really funny episodes. Staying home to hand out candy. Now, what kind of candy does everyone hand out? Because, a lot of trick-or-treaters, they go to the houses that, hand out the big candy bars. Do I speak any Russian language? No, I don't really speak much Russian. I can say privyet and spasiba and gosh, I think that might be it. And gedet tualet, am I saying that right? Gedet tualet, which is what every person learns when they learn any language. Where's the bathroom? Snickers, all right, you're giving out Snickers, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? Awesome, I'll be swinging by later today to trick or treat at your house. If you see David Pumpkin show up, that's not me. My Russian is amazing. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that the 3 things I know how to say, I'm saying pretty decently. Thank you. One of my favorite X-Men is Russian. Colossus. The X-Man Colossus is from Russia. It's been one of my favorite X-Men since I was a kid. So I think that's one of the first things that kind of spurred my interest in Russia. So he's got a black suit with orange pumpkins all on it, so I got to take a little time here to fill in the black suit. Yes, toilet. Yeah, so when I say "gde tualet," yes, it's where's the toilet, not the bathroom. But here in the States, when we refer to the toilet, we say, when we say bathroom, we're referring to the toilet, not the room where we take a bath. It's kind of a shorthand, I guess, we've kind of developed here in the States. But yes, you're absolutely right. Where's the toilet is what I'm asking when I say "gde tualet" in Russian. So I'll fill that all in with black. Can I draw Deadpool? Actually, so glad you tuned into my channel because I do draw Deadpool. I'm drawing a Deadpool miniseries called Deadpool Too Soon. Issue 1 is out right now. You can find it in comic shops or on Comixology. And I'm doing the Spider-Man Deadpool number 12 issue, which will be out in December. So I've been doing a lot of Deadpool lately. And you can also visit my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Todd Nauck, and you can see more of my my art. And I have a few Deadpool videos up there as well. All right, got my B-Boy skeletons, not B-Boy Spider-Man. Almost done here. All right, let me just double check my cheeks here. All right, now I'm going to let this ink dry here for a sec. And take my Statler Mars block or plastic eraser. And erase the pencil lines. Don't need these anymore. All right. Now let's fill in this part of his collar black, his shirt collar. He wears a black shirt. And now it's going to be time for the Copic marker color. I have a YouTube channel. Yes, I do. I have about, I'd say maybe close to 80 videos on my YouTube channel. So feel free to go to youtube.com/Todd Nauck, and you can see a lot more of my videos and broadcasts. What was one of my favorite Halloween costumes when I was a kid? Great question. What a really interesting question. Okay. As a little kid, you used to get those plastic costumes with a picture of the character on the front of the jumpsuit, and then you had the little face mask that would go with it. I was Casper the Friendly Ghost, Scooby-Doo one year, Chewbacca one year, but Chewbacca was the last year that I wore one of those plastic costumes. by the time I got into, I think it was second grade, I wanted to make my own costume. So I think my favorite one was my first one here. And I wish there was, I don't know if we have a photo of it, but my mom and dad helped me out. I wanted to be a robot. So we took a big cardboard box. My dad and I took a big cardboard box, and he helped me make my robot body. And we drew circuitry on it, and this was like in the late 70s, early 80s. So computer technology was like those tape deck reels and stuff. So we had a tape deck reel on the front of the costume. So this is the E01 that I'm using here for his base skin tone. And then my mom, so once we got the robot body built, my mom helped me do my robot face. So she helped draw circuitry on my face. Now, what my mom did that made this my favorite costume was she gave me a Snidely Whiplash kind of handlebar mustache. She drew a mustache on my robot face. I was a mustachioed robot. And at first, as a kid, I thought, Mom, what did you do? Robots don't have mustaches. But now here, all these years later, I think back on that, and I think that is genius. I love that my mom drew a twisty handlebar mustache on my robot face. So that would probably be my favorite Halloween costume as a kid. Robot mustache face robot, or mustached robot. Mustache faced robot. There we go. Let's see, so now some E11, E11. Now I'm leaving a lot of the green here on the page because I want that kind of green lighting effect, like in the sketch, in one of the floors of the Tower of Terror. David Pumpkins was had some green lighting. One room it was purple lighting. But since I thought this would look good on a green Post-it note, going with the green lighting one. So what are some of y'all's favorite Halloween costumes as a kid? Or if you're a kid now, what is your favorite Halloween costume of the past few years? A pumpkin? White Power Ranger? Awesome. You must be from a child of the 1990s. Welcome, children of the 90s. Great decade. Let's see. Let's color his tongue here with the RV95. Oh, you went as Superman Clark Kent as a kid. Excellent. Excellent choice. I was Superman one year as a little kid. Never didn't get to the Clark Kent side. I was just straight up Superman. I don't even think I knew who Clark Kent was at age 4. But I did like being Superman. Always dressed as a witch when you were a kid. Not much has changed since then. Fair enough. So let's see. Let's get some of these pumpkins colored. Go with some YR68. Start coloring in the David Pumpkins pumpkins. And a little lighter shade of orange, a YR12. Thanks for the kind words, gang. Thank you so much. Let's see, let's put a little bit of rosiness into the cheeks here, just a little bit. A little R20. A little bit on the chin. A little bit on that bottom lip, a little bit on the nose here. Let's try a little RV13. Who is this? Welcome to the broadcast. This is David Pumpkins. There's a show here in the U.S. called Saturday Night Live, and Tom Hanks, superstar actor Tom Hanks, created this character or starred as this character, David Pumpkins, on a recent episode of Saturday Night Live. In a sketch about a haunted elevator, like those haunted houses you go to, but this one's a haunted elevator, where each floor has a different scary scene, and David Pumpkins is one of those. So I'm coming in with some neutral gray 5 here for the dark part of his hair. Let's see, let's get some light, kind of has a light orange. Uh-oh, lost my iPad reference. Let's fire that back up. Little YR19 and some Y19 and YR12 here to get kind of an orangish streak here. I'm going to come in with some white watercolor pencil there. Hi from New York City. I was just in New York City for New York Comic Con just a couple of weeks ago. Had an awesome time there. Some cool gray 4 here to start to sculpt out the B-boy skeletons' faces and hair. Going to do my white pencil trick with them as well. Welcome, new viewers. Whether it's your first time or your long-time viewer, welcome. Glad you're here. Hope y'all are having a great day and a fun Halloween. Keep it safe, keep it sane, gang. Safe and let's see. Let's put a little bit of gray here in the eyes. Doing a darker gray here. If you're new to my channel, this is a trick I do. If this was white paper, I wouldn't use this dark of a shade of gray, but for a trick I'm going to do, I use a darker shade of gray. Oh, thanks for adding me to your Periscope list. I appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. Color their tongues. That's an RV95 for the tongues there. And let's come in with a little bit of gray here onto David Pumpkins. This is a warm gray 3. Just dropping in some shadows now. Leaving a lot of the green of the board for the green lighting of the room from the sketch. Very intentional. Let's bring in a little cool gray 3 here for a kind of a different shade. Okay, so let's see, in the room there are some arches, so let's kind of color in some of the background here a little bit. Happy Halloween to everyone, welcome, happy Halloween to you. So some warm gray 5. To start the arch. Let's come in with a little cool gray 7, just to kind of texture it out a little bit. What kind of crazy hijinks would my Disney sitcom kids get into? I think we're going to have to give a little context there for the new viewers, but so good to see you, longtime viewer. So, quick context, in one of my past Periscope broadcasts, this is a warm gray 7, people asked, what would I do if I wasn't a professional comic book artist for Marvel Comics? What would I want to do for a living? And I threw out there that I'd like to be a Disney Channel sitcom dad. And because I used to do acting, and I actually wanted to be an actor when I was younger, before I discovered I wanted to be a comic book artist. So now some neutral gray 7 here for the darker shadows inside that arch. So we started making, it became a running inside joke about being a Disney Channel sitcom dad. So they're referring to that. What kind of crazy hijinks? What would our Halloween episode be? Oh my gosh. Oh, probably involve the neighbors. You know, the neighbors always getting up in our business. I wouldn't even begin to know what antics my Disney Channel sitcom kids would get into, but if that show were to ever go to series, make sure you tune in for the Halloween episode. It'll be an instant classic. Maybe I can get David Pumpkins to guest star. That's it. That's our Halloween episode. Disney Channel crossover with Saturday Night Live. First time it had ever been done. And I'd have David Pumpkins, Tom Hanks, coming in as David Pumpkins. Okay. So now, my next trick is to take my watercolor pencil, Prismacolor white watercolor pencil, and I need to sharpen it up here a little bit. Please pardon me. Uh-oh, where'd my sharpener go? Can't find my sharpener. Where is it? Oh, there it is. It's behind my cup of tea. Found it. We back. So, coloring in the eyes here. This is a technique that I like to use so I still get the color of the paper underneath and still get the effect of white. I'll be using a lot of this on the B-Boy skeletons. I just broke my lead. It's bearing down a little too hard there at first. So as I color over the gray, that darker shade of gray, it lightens up to just the right shade of gray that I would desire if I was coloring this, drawing this on a piece of white artboard or paper. B-Boy's skeleton 1, now for B-Boy's skeleton beta. I made up these names. I don't know if they go by skeleton B-Boy or skeleton B-Boy 1 or B-Boy skeleton beta. I was going to pull some of this white through his streak here to lighten it up a bit. Some little highlights here in his curl. In his perm, I should say. Little dimension. Put a little highlight on his nose here. Here on the cheeks a little bit. Well, oh my goodness, what would my final meal on Earth, what would I want my final meal on Earth to be, and what would be the last thing I'd want to draw? Holy moly, oh my gosh. The last thing I would want to draw is a portrait of every Marvel superhero charging against every DC superhero, with every Marvel villain versus every DC villain companion piece. So that would take a long time, so I'd have to I'd have to get to work on that to have it done before I passed away. But my last meal, I'd probably want the world's finest food stuffed with the world's second finest food. So that would be lobster stuffed with tacos. which if I remember correctly is a joke from The Simpsons there. All right, we still live? We still good? My app is kind of bugging out here. Well, I'll just keep going and hope that we're still live and watching. Hope y'all are still with me. So I like to There we go. We're back. We're back. Hopefully, did we lose connection there for a bit? Nothing with Doritos. The taco shells would be made from Doritos. How about that? Now, they wouldn't be Taco Bell tacos, but they'd be Taco Bell or Dorito shell tacos like they do at Taco Bell, but even finer. Connection is good there? Okay, good, good. My screen had blacked out for a little bit there, so I didn't even know if I was still around. Like if I was still broadcasting or not. But I'm glad to know that we all good. We all good. Okay, we're on the tail end of this illustration here. So I know I missed a lot of questions, so I'll do a quick Q&A after I finish this illustration, but we still have a little bit here to go. And we'll see if I can answer a few more questions before I sign off. Okay, let's just add a few little tweaks here. Add just a little neutral gray to the eyebrows here, just a little bit. It's neutral gray 6, to be specific. All right, let's see, where's my signing pen? I'll put my signature right up here. There we go, there's David Pumpkins. Tom Hanks, Saturday Night Live character, brand new character, David Pumpkins, with the B-boy skeletons. So I'll flip around here and I'll take a few questions for Q&A and we'll wrap up this show. So feel free to start posting your questions and we'll see how many I can answer. Hey everybody, how's it going, friends? Oh, there we go. All right, so let's continue to follow up on some of those questions there. 131, not sure what that means. Can I show some more of my works? I don't really have anything here on hand that I can show. I mean, I have the stuff I'm working on for Marvel, but I'm not allowed to show that. But check out my Instagram. Go to my Instagram account, instagram.com/Todd Nauck or @ToddNauck. You can see tons more of my work there. Art of Todd Nauck Facebook page, Todd Nauck on Twitter. I'm posting art all the time, and I'll be posting a photo of David Pumpkins on all those social media as well. So you can definitely see more of my artwork there. So do feel free to come by my social media. Oh, thank you so much. And gang, if you're, I know we talked about costumes, Halloween costumes earlier. If you post your Halloween costume, tag me in it. I'd love to see who y'all are going as. Swing by my social media so you can see me as Batman's Red Hood, aka Jason Todd, because we both have a gray streak in our hair, so that's why I'm going as Jason Todd. Bargain basement Jason Todd, but Jason Todd nonetheless. So were there any other questions here? I know I was rambling a bit and I missed a handful of questions. I want to make sure I catch a couple more there. Yes, that is the correct email address to get on my commission list. You're absolutely right. You got it right there the first time out. Some people misspell Wildguard. I even sometimes invert the U and A, but you got it. Hello from Dubai. Welcome. Let's see. Do I love you? I don't really know you, but I love that you're here. So thank you so much for coming out to coming by to visit me here on my channel. Am I going to get candy? We're going to a friend's house to help pass out candy, so I'm sure I'll be able to sneak a piece or two. Weeping Angels? What? I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and I always make sure I never blink if I encounter a weeping angel. Yes. Who am I? I'm Todd Nauck, comic book artist. Thank you so much. Bangalore's waiting for me. I cannot wait to be in Bangalore. And if you're going to be in Bangalore, India, come by the Bangalore Comic Con, November 12th and 13th. I will be a guest there, along with J.M. DeMatteis, awesome writer. I can't wait to meet him. I've been a big fan of his Justice League from the 1980s when I was a kid, so I'm really excited to meet him. My favorite horror movie, I've been saying Riff Trax' Last Slumber Party on Riff Trax. Such a goofy movie and a really great Riff Trax episode. Am I SNL? No, I'm not SNL. I've never been on SNL. I've gone to see a taping of SNL last year. It was really cool. I even got to see a tour of the stage. Really, really cool. But I'm not a cast member of SNL, unfortunately. No, I'm not funny enough to be on SNL. How old am I? How old do you think I am? My Instagram, Todd Nauck, @Todd Nauck. I should draw Bearded Colossus sometime. I should. I drew him as on a variant cover for Extraordinary X-Men. So I have drawn him before professionally. But yeah, I should draw some more of him. 18? You think I'm 18? Oh my gosh, I am honored. I am honored. Hopefully the gray streak here kind of will help you kind of up that up there. Way older than 18. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have you ever been to Fan Expo in Toronto? I was there at Fan Expo Appreciation Days back in 2009. I have not been back since, but I'd love to be invited back sometime. How goes the Marvel Legends collecting? It's all right. It's good. It's good. I'm not collecting every figure, though. I can't, just don't have the space for it all. But I got my Kitty Pryde. In fact, I got her right here. Where is she? Where's she at? Longtime viewers know, whoops, let's just put my hand right in front of the camera lens. Longtime viewers know I'm a huge Kitty Pryde fan, so this was pretty much the holy grail of Marvel Legends action figures for me. She's my favorite Marvel superheroes. I had to get a Kitty Pryde. So excited that I found the last one at Toys R Us about a month ago. So other than that, you know, I got my 80s Wolverine, got my 90s Rogue, so things are going good until the next X-Men wave being released. Any plans to visit Tucson? No plans to be at Tucson at this time. But who knows what 2017 or future years hold. Ever been to Sweden? No, but I'd love to come to Sweden. I love traveling internationally. What should you look for? What should you look for me in graphic novels? My Amazing Spider-Man and Silk Spider-Fly Effect graphic novel is about to come out. Much of the work I've done has been collected in graphic novels, or not much of it, but a good portion of it. A lot of my Spider-Man stuff, some of my Young Justice. My Teen Titans cartoon comic book series is being recollected in brand new trade paperbacks. Now, 2 volumes are out already. So if you do a search for Todd Nauck graphic novels on like Amazon, you'll probably find a good chance, a good selection there, I should say. And of course, there's the graphic novel of my creator-owned series, Wildguard, the first miniseries, Wildguard Casting Call. Make sure you pick that up. I created it, wrote it, and drew it. It's my baby. Very proud of it. So, were there any other questions here? We'll just take a few more and then we'll sign off because I gotta get to work. I still have to do work today. What do I think the future holds in terms of comic book movies? I would say potential awesomeness, I would say. The Marvel Studios movies are a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing what the DC movies can do now that Jeff Johns is heading all that up there. He's an excellent writer, and I think he can bring some good stuff to the DC movies. So looking forward to that. What about a second Wildguard collection? Maybe someday, but no plans at the moment. No plans at the moment. What got me into drawing? Just born to do it. I've been drawing ever since I was a little kid. Earliest memories were of drawing. I just had a passion for it. It's just what I love to do every day. So, Thoughts on the Walking Dead graphic novel? I'm way behind on my Walking Dead reading, so I don't have any thoughts currently. So I think I'm around issue 120 or so 125. Thanks so much. Thanks for the kind words there. I'm glad you find my videos and broadcast inspirational. And gang, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in and joining me today. It was really fun to get to draw David Pumpkins here for the first time, introducing so many of y'all to David Pumpkins for the first time. Hopefully you had a chance to, or you will take a chance to go by YouTube and watch his SNL sketch. I hope y'all had a great time. Feel free to subscribe to my broadcast channel or my YouTube channel so you can see future broadcasts and videos, and we can interact as I draw more in, in the future here. I try to broadcast whenever I have free time. So I want to say thank you so much, and I hope y'all have a really great, safe, and fun Halloween. Be careful out there, and I'll see you again next time. All the best.